Ethan, it's Ryan Davis, your cousin from Mom's side. I know it's been years.
Ryan, this is unexpected. How did you get my number?
Took some digging. You're not easy to find these days. How are you?
I'm surviving, working construction in Arizona now. Why are you reaching out after all this time?
Honestly, it's about what happened 2 years ago.
I don't talk about that to anyone.
I understand, but I think you should know something. I'm a digital forensics specialist now, working with the county prosecutor's office.
Congrats. Still doesn't explain why you're contacting me.
I was running background research on evidence authentication methods for a case I'm working on. Your name came up in the system.
And?
I got curious and pulled the file. Something about it didn't sit right with me.
Look, I've moved on. Or I'm trying to. Not interested in reliving any of it.
I think the evidence against you was manipulated, professionally speaking.
What?
The timestamps on the text screenshots. They don't match standard messaging app formats. There are compression artifacts that suggest editing.
Are you serious right now?
Dead serious. The photos of Olivia's supposed injuries. They show signs of digital manipulation.
I always said she was lying. Nobody believed me.
I believe you, and I can prove it, with the right access to your old accounts and devices.
I got rid of everything. Couldn't stand the reminders.
Nothing backed up to cloud? Old email accounts? Anything?
I have my old phone somewhere. Haven't turned it on in almost 2 years.
That could be gold. Original messages would be stored there. Would show if the screenshots were altered.
Why are you doing this? Why now?
We were close as kids, remember? Building forts at Grandma's house. I always looked up to you.
That was a lifetime ago.
I never believed what they said about you, but I was away at college. Didn't know how to help.
No one could help. The evidence was too convincing.
That's just it. It wasn't convincing. Not to someone trained to spot digital forgeries.
You really think you can prove something?
I know I can. With the right source material, the metadata doesn't lie.
What would it even change? My life is already destroyed. Criminal record. Lost scholarship. Family that disowned me.
It could clear your name, restore your reputation, maybe even bring charges against Olivia.
My parents would never admit they were wrong. They chose her.
People can surprise you, especially when faced with irrefutable evidence.
What exactly would you need from me?
The old phone first, access to any email accounts from that time, permission to recover cloud backups, and your memory of exact timeline.
I have some of that. I kept a journal, documented everything as it happened. No one would read it.
That's incredibly valuable. Would help establish the real timeline against her fabricated one.
This feels surreal, like opening a wound that barely healed.
I understand if it's too much, but this might be your only chance to clear your name.
What if we fail? What if no one believes us?
The evidence will speak for itself. Digital forensics is science, not opinion. Courts recognize it. Law enforcement respects it.
You really think we could prove she lied?
I wouldn't have reached out if I wasn't confident. The markers of manipulation are clear, even from the limited files I've seen.
This is a lot to process.
Take your time, but technology traces don't last forever. Sooner is better than later.
My life here isn't much, but I've finally found some peace.
I understand. This is your decision, no pressure.
Give me a day to think. I'll look for the old phone tonight.
That's all I'm asking. Thank you for hearing me out.
I don't believe anything can change, but I'll send what I still have.
It's a start. That's all we need. Ethan, just finished preliminary analysis of your old phone data. You're going to want to see this.
What did you find?
Definitive proof of tampering. The screenshots Olivia submitted to police were manipulated.
I always knew it, but how can you prove it?
Several ways. First, the metadata from original messages doesn't match the screenshots. Timestamps were altered to create false timeline. Second, I recovered deleted drafts from her cloud account. She literally created fake conversations.
How did you access her cloud?
She used your email as recovery account. Remember giving her your password?
Yeah, biggest mistake of my life.
It gave me legal access to recover your data, which included her drafts synced to your account.
What about the bruise photos? Those seemed most convincing to everyone.
I ran them through forensic imaging software. They show clear signs of manipulation, color enhancement in specific areas, inconsistent lighting on bruised areas, and best of all, metadata shows editing software used.
This is huge, but will it be enough?
There's more. The restraining order she filed contains locations you supposedly threatened her. Your phone's GPS data proves you were miles away, at work during those exact times.
My boss tried telling police that. They didn't believe him without records, which the company wouldn't release.
Well, your phone kept its own records, irrefutable location data, backed up to Google Timeline.
I can't believe this. After 2 years of being called a monster.
This is just the beginning, but I need you more involved now.
What do you need?
Your testimony will be crucial, and there are gaps in the timeline I can't fill. You were there, I wasn't.
You want me to come back? To face everyone?
Eventually, yes. We need your first-hand account. Your journal entries have been invaluable, but we need you in person.
I kept more than just the journal. I secretly recorded some conversations after things started getting weird.
You have recordings? Why didn't you mention this before?
I was afraid they wouldn't be admissible, and some show me losing my temper. Not violent, but definitely angry.
That's actually perfect. Shows normal human reactions, contrasted with her claims of extreme violence.
Have you learned anything about her current situation?
She's still deeply embedded with your family. Your parents treat her like a daughter. She goes to their church. Sunday dinners at their house.
That still hurts. They chose her over their own son.
One more thing. Madison has been asking questions.
Madison, Olivia's former roommate?
Yes, I think she's noticed inconsistencies in Olivia's stories. She might be a potential ally.
She hated me, testified against me.
People change, especially when they start seeing the truth. I think she's grown suspicious of Olivia's control over your family.
Should we approach her?
Carefully. She could be crucial for insider information, but she needs to come to her own conclusions.
When do you need me to come back?
How soon can you get away from work?
I could take a week off. My boss is understanding. He never believed the accusations either.
Perfect, but we need to be strategic. No one can know you're in town at first.
I'll stay at a motel outside the city. Use cash only. I've learned to be careful.
Smart. I'll compile all evidence into a presentable format. We'll need to decide who to approach first.
Madison might be our best bet if she's already suspicious.
Agreed. And Ethan?
Yeah?
This won't just clear your name. It could bring serious charges against Olivia. False testimony, evidence tampering, defamation.
I don't even care about revenge anymore. I just want my life back, my family back, my reputation back.
We'll get there, one step at a time.
I'll book a flight tomorrow. Let's expose what she really did to me.
Justice is coming, finally.
Madison, we need to talk.
Who is this? How did you get my number?
It's Ethan Parker.
Ethan, are you insane contacting me? There's a restraining order. I'm calling the police.
Please don't. Just give me 5 minutes. I have proof of my innocence.
I don't need to see anything from you after what you did to Olivia. You're supposed to be out of state.
I am, but this couldn't wait.
I'm recording this entire conversation for the police.
That's fine. I want it recorded. My cousin Ryan works in digital forensics. He analyzed Olivia's evidence. The text screenshots were manipulated.
That's ridiculous. I saw the bruises. I heard the threats on her phone.
The bruise photos were digitally altered. Professional analysis proves it. The voice messages were edited from different conversations.
This could all be lies. You could be making this up.
The metadata doesn't lie, and I have the original unedited messages, which prove her timeline impossible.
Why are you doing this? Why can't you just leave her alone?
Because I lost everything, my family, my scholarship, my future, all because of her lies.
You expect me to believe this after everything?
Haven't you noticed anything strange about how she controls everyone around her? About how her stories change?
That doesn't mean anything.
She told the court I threatened her at the library on March 15th. I was working a double shift, 50 miles away. GPS data proves it.
She was terrified that day. She came home shaking.
Because she's an excellent actress. Every single incident in her testimony has been disproven, with hard evidence.
I don't know what to say.
You were her roommate. You never actually saw me threaten her, did you? You only heard what she told you.
She showed me the texts, the bruises, the voicemails.
All manipulated. I have the original versions, verified by forensic experts.
Why would she do this?
Because I broke up with her. She couldn't handle rejection, so she destroyed my life.
That seems extreme.
Do you know where I've been living? My car, then construction site trailers. I have a criminal record now for something I never did.
She's been acting strange lately, controlling, especially with your parents.
Tell me about that.
She's at your house constantly. Your mom calls her the daughter we always wanted. She goes through their phone sometimes, deletes messages she doesn't approve of.
And you never thought that was weird?
I thought she was protecting them from you.
She was isolating them, like she did with all my friends. We even found messages where she admitted it. She told someone it was perfect revenge for breaking up with her.
Oh my God, that sounds like something she would say. She uses that phrase all the time. Perfect revenge. Oh my God, what if we destroyed you for nothing?
Now you understand.
I need to see everything, all the evidence. If this is true, I have to help make it right.
Team, update time. I've added Ethan and Dr. Torres to this chat. Dr. Torres is our image analysis expert.
Thanks for bringing me in. I've completed the full forensic review.
Thanks for your help, Dr. Torres. What did you find?
The evidence manipulation is extensive and sophisticated, but definitely provable in court.
Let's break it down by category, starting with text messages. Ling, can you share your findings on the message timestamps?
The screenshot timestamps don't match server records. We recovered the original messages from cloud backup. Olivia altered dates and times to create a false narrative. She also deleted her own threatening messages and inserted fake responses from Ethan.
How did she do that?
She used a third-party app called Message Manipulator. It lets users create fake text conversation, popular with pranksters, but she used it maliciously.
For the bruise photos, I found clear evidence of digital enhancement. The color patterns don't match normal bruise formation. Shadows fall incorrectly, and metadata shows editing in Photoshop Pro. I can demonstrate this definitively in court.
What about the voice messages?
Tech analyst Malone here. The voice recordings were clearly spliced. I found cut points where separate recordings were joined, single words taken out of context, sentences rearranged to change meaning.
I remember those calls. We were discussing a movie with violence in it, not making threats.
Exactly. Original recordings recovered from your provider confirm this. She edited out context to make innocent statements sound threatening.
Let's address the location evidence. Olivia claimed Ethan threatened her at the library on March 15th, but Ethan's phone GPS data shows him at work, 47 miles away, for his entire 12-hour shift.
We also have timestamp inconsistencies in her photo evidence. The metadata from original photos doesn't match what she presented, suggesting deliberate manipulation of dates and times.
I've created a comprehensive timeline showing when real messages were sent versus her fabricated versions. The pattern is unmistakable.
All this time I knew I was innocent, but couldn't prove it.
Now we can, beyond any reasonable doubt.
In my professional opinion, this is the most systematic case of evidence fabrication I've seen. Too deliberate to be misunderstanding or coincidence.
I've analyzed Olivia's internet search history from data legally recovered from Ethan's shared cloud account. She researched how to fake text messages 3 days after your breakup and how to create realistic bruises with makeup 2 days later.
So this was premeditated, not just an impulsive reaction.
Absolutely premeditated. She researched legal penalties for false reporting and how restraining orders affect college scholarships. She knew exactly what she was doing.
We've compiled everything into a court-admissible format with proper chain of custody, expert certifications, timestamps, and supporting documentation.
This evidence would meet the highest standards in criminal court, let alone a university disciplinary hearing.
What about the police report?
That's where it gets interesting. The detective who took her statement noted inconsistencies, but was overruled by pressure from the university and your parents' church community. His case notes actually support our findings.
So all this time...
Yes, there were doubts in official channels, but the public outcry drowned them out.
I've also documented the progression of her manipulation, from initial false claims to increasingly elaborate fabrications, as she gained confidence and support.
From a forensic psychology perspective, this shows classic escalation patterns, as she saw her lies were working.
The complete evidence package is ready. We have irrefutable proof of falsified text messages, digitally altered photos, edited audio recordings, fabricated timeline, GPS data contradicting her claims, premeditated research into methods, inconsistent police statements.
I never thought this day would come, when the truth would actually matter.
Science doesn't lie, even when people do.
I'm willing to testify to these findings, in any court or hearing.
Same here. The evidence is conclusive.
The data tells the real story, not her fabricated one.
So team, are we ready to proceed?
Absolutely.
Evidence is solid.
Documentation complete.
I can't thank you all enough for giving me back my life. Hey there, saw your profile and thought you seemed interesting.
Thanks. Who's this?
Jake from downtown, friend of Marcus at the gym.
Don't think I know Marcus, but always nice to meet new people.
Your profile pic is stunning. Those eyes are captivating.
Aren't you sweet? So what do you do, Jake?
Personal trainer, just moved here from Chicago. Still getting to know people.
Well, welcome to town. I've lived here forever. Know everyone worth knowing.
I noticed you work with the Parkers. Think I met them at church.
They're practically my family. I'm like the daughter they never had.
That's cool. How'd you get so close with them?
It's a long story. Their son was my ex. Total psycho. I helped them see who he really was.
Wow, sounds intense. What happened?
He became obsessive, controlling, then violent. I had to get a restraining order.
That's terrible. Glad you got away from him.
Best thing I ever did. His family realized how toxic he was. Now they barely mention him.
Must have been hard to prove. Guys like that usually hide it well.
I'm smarter than I look. Kept all the evidence. Screenshots, photos, recordings. Made sure he couldn't deny anything.
Smart thinking. Were you into photography before that? Your Instagram has amazing editing.
Always been good with visual stuff. Can make anything look exactly how I want it. You should see what I can do with Photoshop.
I bet you're talented. So you're still close with his parents?
They're mine now. They see me as the perfect daughter. I'm there every Sunday for dinner. Help with their finances. Even have a key to their house.
Sounds like you really improved your situation.
Definitely upgraded. Got rid of dead weight. Gained a family who appreciates me.
Ever worry about the ex coming back?
He wouldn't dare. No one would believe him anyway. I made sure of that.
What do you mean?
Let's just say I'm very thorough. When someone crosses me, I don't just get mad. I get even. Permanently.
That's impressive. Not many people have that kind of determination.
It's my specialty. Orchestrating the perfect revenge. He lost everything, while I gained everything. That's real power.
You're kind of amazing.
I know. So when do I get to meet you?
Soon. Very soon.
Can't wait. You seem like someone who appreciates a woman who knows what she wants.
Oh, I definitely appreciate exactly who you are. More than you can possibly imagine. Ryan, Madison, she took the bait.
The fake profile worked?
Completely. She has no idea she's talking to me.
What did she say? Oh my God. I can't believe she's bragging about it.
This is gold. She literally admits to orchestrating the perfect revenge and taking over your family.
I feel sick. I helped her do this. I testified against you.
You believed what she showed you. We all make mistakes.
What matters is making it right now. So, the family dinner is Sunday?
Yes, your parents, Olivia, me, and your Aunt Martha. 5 p.m. like always.
Perfect timing. I've prepared the full evidence presentation. Everything from the digital forensics, original versus manipulated texts, photo analysis, location data, and now her confession.
Your parents are going to be devastated. They've completely integrated her into their lives.
They chose to believe her without even hearing my side. Actions have consequences.
How should we approach this? I'm thinking Madison introduces me as digital security expert, giving a presentation on identity protection.
That should get us in the door. Then we gradually introduce the evidence.
Your dad is still very bitter. Mentions you as his greatest disappointment sometimes. We need to be careful with his pride.
Start with the technical evidence, the metadata proof, then the photo manipulation. Save the confession for when they try to deny it.
Madison, what's your role exactly?
I bring Ryan as my guest. Express concern about online security. Then support the evidence when it's presented. I've seen everything now. I know it's all true.
Where will I be during all this?
Waiting outside at first. We'll text you when it's time to come in, after they've seen enough evidence to be shaken, but before they can rationalize it away.
Your mom will break first. She's had moments of doubt when Olivia's stories didn't add up.
What about Olivia? How do you think she'll react?
She'll deny everything, then get angry, then try to leave.
We need to prevent that.
I've asked a police officer to be nearby, not visible but available if needed, in case she gets destructive.
I'm concerned about facing them. After 2 years, what if they still reject me?
They've been manipulated for years by someone who's expertly vindictive. Give them a chance to process.
We should prepare for all reactions. Denial, anger, bargaining, grief. They've built a reality around Olivia's lies. It won't collapse easily.
What if Olivia brings up real fights you had to deflect from the evidence?
We had normal disagreements. I never threatened or harmed her. The evidence proves that.
I'm just trying to anticipate her tactics. She's incredibly manipulative.
I know. Better than anyone.
How are you feeling about all this, Ethan? Emotionally?
Honestly, terrified, but also relieved, like a weight lifting after carrying it forever.
After seeing all the evidence, I'm just angry at her and at myself for being fooled.
Focus on the plan. Emotions are valid but can derail us. We need to be strategic.
What time should I arrive?
Be nearby at 5. I'll start the presentation around 5:30. Text you around 6 when it's time.
What if she recognizes you before then?
She won't. I look different now. Lost weight, grew a beard, different hair.
This is really happening after all this time.
2 years of exile, of being called an abuser, of losing everything. Finally, coming to an end.
One way or another, tomorrow we end this.
Hey, Olivia, just confirming dinner at the Parkers tonight.
Of course I'll be there, like every Sunday. Why wouldn't I be?
Just checking. I'm bringing a friend, if that's okay.
What friend? No one mentioned extra guests.
Ryan Davis. He's a digital security expert. Has some interesting presentation about identity theft.
Why would you bring that to family dinner? Seems weird.
Mrs. Parker actually requested it after her friend got hacked last month. Thought it would be helpful for everyone.
She didn't mention it to me, and she tells me everything.
Maybe she forgot. It was when you were visiting your cousin.
Still should have told me. I don't like surprises at my family dinners.
Your family dinners? I thought they were the Parkers' dinners.
You know what I mean. I organize everything, set the table, help with cooking. I'm basically their daughter now.
Right. Speaking of family, Mrs. Parker mentioned Ethan yesterday.
What? Why would she bring him up? What did she say?
Just wondering where he ended up. If anyone had heard from him.
And what did you tell her?
That I had no idea. Should I have said something else?
No, they're better off without him. He was dangerous. You know that.
It's just weird that he disappeared completely. Not even a single message to his parents.
Because he knows they'd reject him after what he did to me.
It's been 2 years, though. People change.
Abusers don't change. They just find new victims. Why are you suddenly concerned about him?
Just making conversation. The topic came up.
Well, don't bring it up tonight. It upsets them, especially Mr. Parker.
Got it. No Ethan talk. By the way, when did you say that incident at the library happened?
Why are you asking about that? It was March. Why?
Just had a weird memory about that day. Thought you said it was April before?
It was March 15th. I've always said that. Check the police report if you don't believe me.
No need to get defensive. Just a question.
Well, it's a weird question. 2 years later.
Sorry, didn't mean to upset you.
It's fine. Just don't like revisiting trauma.
Of course. So dinner at 5?
Yes, and tell your expert to keep it brief. I plan dessert and games after.
Will do. See you tonight.
And Madison?
Yes?
Don't bring up Ethan again. To me or the Parkers. Some wounds don't need reopening.
Understood. See you at 5.
in position across the street. Can see the house from here.
I'm with Madison heading in now. Equipment all set up.
Olivia just arrived.
She's helping your mom in the kitchen. Your dad is setting up chairs for the presentation.
How's the mood?
Tense. Olivia keeps watching me suspiciously. I think she senses something's off.
Just act normal. I'm setting up the projector now, introducing myself as Madison's colleague.
My heart is pounding. After 2 years of exile, Olivia, I know you're there. I saw you run out of my parents' house.
Who is this? How did you get this number?
It's Ethan, your victim. Remember me.
You're violating the restraining order. I'm calling the police right now.
Go ahead. Tell them how you fabricated all the evidence, since they just heard the recording.
That recording is fake. You doctored it, just like everything else.
Really? Because it matches your voice perfectly, down to your laugh when you described destroying my life.
I never said those things. You're lying, like you always do.
The metadata doesn't lie. The forensic analysis doesn't lie. Your own words don't lie.
Your parents will never believe you. They love me, not you. You're nothing to them.
They just threw you out. Did you miss that part? While you were screaming denials.
They're confused, manipulated by your fake evidence. I'll make them see the truth.
What truth, Olivia? That you spent 2 years systematically destroying my life for rejecting you?
You deserved everything that happened. You humiliated me, made me look like a fool, so I returned the favor.
There it is, finally admitting it.
I'm not admitting anything. You're putting words in my mouth. Again.
Let me walk you through what you did, step by step. You created fake text conversations using editing software. You digitally added bruises to photos of yourself. You falsified timestamps to create impossible timelines. You coached witnesses to lie for you.
Stop. You're making this up. None of that happened.
You turned my parents against me, moved into my place in their lives, became the perfect daughter while I lived in my car.
You brought that on yourself by being violent, by threatening me.
Except I never did any of those things, and now everyone knows it.
They'll never believe your lies over mine. I'm a victim. You're an abuser. That will never change.
Actually, it just changed about an hour ago when they heard you confess.
That wasn't a confession. It was taken out of context, manipulated.
He lost everything while I gained everything. Perfect revenge. Your exact words. Pretty clear context.
I was joking, trying to impress someone. I never actually did those things.
The digital forensics say otherwise. Every single piece of evidence has been analyzed, all fabricated, all traced back to you.
You can't prove anything. It's your word against mine, and I'm more believable.
Not anymore. Your credibility just collapsed, along with your entire scheme.
This isn't over. I'll make new evidence, better evidence. You'll be sorry you ever came back.
Are you threatening me? Because this conversation is being recorded, just like the last one.
You can't record me without permission. That's illegal.
One-party consent state. Remember? You should, since you used it against me.
I hate you. I hate your stupid face. I hate your pathetic family. I hate everything about you.
Now we're getting to the real Olivia, the one behind the victim mask.
You ruined my life. You made me do all of this. It's your fault.
I broke up with you. That's all I did. Everything else was your choice.
You made me crazy. You made me desperate. So yes, I fabricated everything. The texts, the photos, the bruises. All of it. Because you deserve to suffer.
There's the full confession, recorded and saved.
Delete that. You can't use that against me. I was emotionally compromised.
The police are probably at your apartment right now, with a warrant based on tonight's evidence.
What? What police? You're bluffing.
Evidence tampering, perjury, filing false police reports, defamation. That's a lot of charges, Olivia.
I'm leaving town tonight. You'll never find me.
Good luck with that. There's an APB out already.
I will destroy you. Even from prison, I will make you pay. This isn't over.
Yes, it is. It's finally over.
Ethan, answer me. Don't you dare ignore me.
Goodbye, Olivia. Enjoy your new accommodations.
Ethan, please, we need to talk.
Now you want to talk? After 2 years of silence?
I don't know where to begin. What we learned tonight about Olivia, about what really happened.
You mean what I tried to tell you 2 years ago? When you called me a liar?
Ethan, this is Mom. I'm so sorry. I'm so incredibly sorry. We failed you.
You didn't just fail me. You destroyed me. You chose her over your own son.
We thought we were protecting ourselves from someone dangerous. The evidence seems so real.
Did it, though? Did you ever question anything, even once?
We should have. We should have listened to you, asked more questions. But the photos, the texts, they looked so convincing.
You know what was convincing? 20 years of me being your son, never showing violence, never threatening anyone. But that meant nothing.
You're right. We let fear override everything we knew about you. Our judgment was clouded.
By what exactly? The fact that she went to church with you, called you every day, made you feel needed.
She manipulated us, made us feel like she was protecting us from our own son. I see that now.
Where was I supposed to go? When my own parents believed I was a monster, do you know I lived in my car for 3 months?
We didn't know. We thought you had support somewhere, friends or extended family.
I had nothing, no money, no references for jobs, a criminal record, all because you believed her lies.
We gave her your college fund. She said it was for therapy, for trauma counseling. Oh God, what have we done?
You gave her my money? The fund Grandpa started for me? $40,000?
She said you owed it to her for what you put her through. We thought it was justice.
Justice would have been believing your son, investigating before destroying my life. But that required effort.
How can we make this right? Tell us what we can do. Anything.
You can't make it right. 2 years of homelessness, 2 years of shame, 2 years of believing my own family thought I was evil.
We know we can't undo the damage, but we want to try to rebuild. If you'll let us.
Why should I trust you? You had 20 years to know who I was, and you threw it all away. For someone you'd known 6 months.
Because we were terrified. The evidence looked so real. We couldn't imagine someone faking all of that.
But you could imagine your son doing it. Beating and threatening someone? That was easier to believe?
Looking back, no. It never made sense. You were never violent, never cruel. But we were scared and confused.
And she was right there, comforting you, filling the space I left, making you feel like good parents again.
She became like a daughter to us. Better than a daughter. She never challenged us, never disagreed, never made us face uncomfortable truths.
Like real children do.
Yes, she told us what we wanted to hear, made us feel wise and needed, while you were struggling to survive.
Do you know what kept me going? The hope that someday you'd realize that your son wasn't a monster.
And now we do. But it's too late, isn't it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
What would it take for you to consider forgiveness eventually?
Time, a lot of time. And acknowledgement that this isn't just a mistake. This was a betrayal of everything we built together.
We understand. We'll wait, however long it takes.
We love you, Ethan. We never stopped loving you, even when we believed the worst.
Love isn't enough. Love should have made you question, should have made you investigate, should have protected me.
You're absolutely right. We failed at the most basic level, as parents, as people who claimed to love you.
I need time to process this, all of it. Don't contact me for a while.
How long?
I'll let you know when I'm ready. If I'm ever ready.
We'll be here, whenever that is. We'll be here.
Ethan, just got off the phone with Detective Morrison. Olivia was arrested at 2 a.m., trying to board a Greyhound to Canada.
They caught her? Where?
Downtown bus station. Had cash, fake ID, and a one-way ticket. Classic flight behavior.
What are the charges?
Multiple felonies, evidence tampering, perjury in official proceedings, filing false police reports, defamation, and fraud for taking your college fund.
How strong is the case?
Bulletproof. Her recorded confession sealed it, plus all the digital forensics. The DA says it's the clearest case of evidence fabrication he's ever seen.
What's the potential sentence?
5 to 15 years, depending on plea negotiations. But with her attempt to flee and the recorded admission of guilt, she's looking at the higher end.
Good. She destroyed 2 years of my life, time she can spend thinking about consequences.
There's more. Your parents contacted police this morning, offering full cooperation and returning the money they gave her.
All $40,000?
Yes, plus interest. They want to testify against her about how she manipulated them.
That's something at least.
Detective Morrison wants to interview you for the formal case file. Can you handle that?
When?
This week, if possible, while details are fresh and before she can mount a defense.
I'll do it. I want her prosecuted fully.
What about the civil case? For defamation and damages?
Is it worth pursuing?
She has some assets. Savings account, car, plus your parents are willing to help with financial restitution.
I want my name cleared publicly. More than money.
We can demand a public retraction in the same media that covered the original story. Local newspaper, campus publications, social media platforms.
That matters to me. People still think I'm an abuser.
The charges being filed will help. When it hits the news, people will understand you were the victim.
What about the university? My scholarship? My academic record?
Already working on that. With criminal charges filed against Olivia, the university has to reconsider your case, especially since their investigation was based on fabricated evidence.
Can I get my degree back on track?
Better than that, they're talking about full reinstatement with retroactive transcript clearing, plus compensation for lost time.
After everything that happened, that seems impossible.
The legal department is nervous about liability for not properly investigating before destroying your academic career.
How's the community responding?
Mixed. Some people apologizing, others staying quiet, a few still defending Olivia.
That doesn't surprise me. Some people will never admit they were wrong.
Your former professors have been reaching out through the university, expressing support and regret for believing the accusations.
Professor Martinez from engineering?
Especially him. He said he never believed you were capable, but felt pressured by administration to distance himself.
What about Madison? How's she handling everything?
She's devastated, feels responsible for enabling Olivia, wants to make amends somehow.
She was manipulated too, like everyone else.
She's been helpful with the investigation, providing details about Olivia's behavior that support the manipulation timeline.
When will this be over? The legal process?
Preliminary hearing next month. If she pleads guilty, could be resolved quickly. If she fights it, could take a year.
I want to testify. If it goes to trial, I want everyone to hear what she did.
That's your choice, but prepare for her defense, to attack your character, even now.
Let them try. The evidence speaks for itself.
You sound different, stronger.
I have my life back, my reputation back. The truth is finally out.
What's next for you?
Rebuild everything she destroyed.
With help this time. You're not alone anymore.
No, I'm not, finally. Ryan, 2 months since the trial, still feels surreal.
How are you adjusting to everything being different?
It's weird. People treating me like a victim instead of a perpetrator. Still getting used to it.
Civil case settled last week. $50,000 in damages, plus the $40,000 from your parents.
Money doesn't fix everything, but it helps. Starting over is expensive.
What did you decide about university?
Full reinstatement at state. They're letting me finish my engineering degree. Even gave me a partial scholarship for hardship circumstances.
That's amazing. When do you start?
Fall semester. Living off campus this time. Need space from all the memories.
Smart choice. How are things with your parents?
Complicated. We're talking regularly now, but trust takes time to rebuild. They're trying though. Dad started therapy. Says he needs to understand how he failed so badly.
That's progress. What about Madison?
She's been helpful. Still feels guilty about testifying against me, but she's processing it.
And the community response?
Mixed. Some people apologizing, others pretending they never believed Olivia, a few still avoiding me.
That'll change with time as the truth settles in.
I hope so. Starting fresh is harder when everyone knows your story.
At least now they know the real story, not her version.
True. That makes all the difference.
Ethan, this is Mom. Just wanted to check in. See how you're doing today?
Hi, Mom. I'm okay. Working on some job applications.
The construction company offered you permanent work.
Yes, but I'm going back to school, remember?
Of course. I'm just proud you have options now, after everything.
It's still hard sometimes, trusting that this is real, that it won't be taken away again.
I understand. We destroyed your sense of security. That's on us to help rebuild.
How's Dad?
Better. The therapy is helping him process his guilt. He wants to call you later, if that's okay.
Sure, but no pressure to forgive yet. I'm not there.
We know. We'll wait as long as it takes.
I appreciate that. The patience. It means something.
Have you heard anything about Olivia? In prison?
No, and I don't want to. That chapter is closed for me.
Good. You deserve peace. After what she put you through, what she put all of us through.
We all learned something about trust, about evidence, about believing people we love.
We failed you so badly. Our own son.
You were manipulated by someone who was very good at it. But yes, you failed me.
We'll spend the rest of our lives making up for it, if you'll let us.
I'm working on it, day by day. Hey, Ethan. This is Jake from the University Housing Office. We're going to be roommates this fall. Hey, Jake. Looking forward to it. I have to ask. I looked you up online. There's some heavy stuff in your past. Just want to understand the situation. Fair question. 2 years ago, I was falsely accused of domestic violence by my ex-girlfriend. She fabricated all the evidence. Photos, texts, everything. And it was all fake? Completely. She was convicted of evidence tampering and perjury. Currently serving 5 years. All charges against me were dropped. Damn, that's insane. How do you even recover from something like that? You take it one day at a time. Rebuild slowly. Learn to trust again. Sometimes the truth takes time, but it eventually comes out. Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad it did, and I'm glad you're getting a fresh start. Thanks. That means more than you know. Looking forward to being roommates, and if anyone gives you trouble, they'll have to deal with me. Thanks, Jake. I think this is going to work out. Any advice for someone starting college? You've got a few years on me. Document everything important. Trust but verify, and never let anyone isolate you from people who love you. Sounds like hard-earned wisdom. The hardest kind, but the most valuable.